of the Lord, how he saved me, how he raised me, how he filled me with the Holy Ghost. Hello. Happy New Year again. Thanks for joining me live. Let me see if I can get this music turned off. So, by the way, that's me singing with my trio from way back when I sang in a choir in California, and we got to record that. And I sang with a trio for about, oh gosh, it's like 12 years or so. It was a really long time. Anyway, if you're joining me live, I'd love for you to say hello. I am going to be using some designer series paper and this cute friendly hello stamp set in my cards tonight. I'm going to do something kind of decadent and cut right into the middle of this paper because I want a certain flower to show you. So this paper is really beautiful, and all of my cards tonight will feature that set of paper. So this is the first one I want to work on with you. So let me grab my paper trimmer. I have something really cool to show you with this paper and this stamp set. So I'm going to chop that off right there. And the dimensions I'm going for are 3 3/4 by 5. So this one's going to go to the 5 mark. And then I'll just make sure that I have 3 3/4. When I think about the Lord. It's not as good with just me. It needs to be all 3 of us. Okay, so that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/8, and I'm going to grab some Very Vanilla. I really kind of like that this card or this paper pack uses white and vanilla. I think that's fun because it's usually just one or the other. I'll go this way. So this is going to be at 5 1/8. And this one at 3 7/8. There we go. Oh, hello, Varink. Zur, FYI. I don't know what that means. All right. Let's see. I got everything going, looking good. All right. So this is going to get layered up on there like that. Okay. So the friendly hello is designed for you to stamp on this particular piece of DSP. This image, something that is so fun about Stampin' Up, which I say all the time, I know. This image will line up, I believe. No, I think it goes this way. Like that, right on top of those flowers. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to use that one and this stamp, those leaves, and then I'm going to change this one from what I did earlier and go with that leaf. And I'm going to need the greeting. I'll have to fix that, get that on there straight. And then this one. Hello, Tina. Thanks for joining me live. Lovely to have you guys with me. And that should do it. Okay. So I'm going to use a Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And let's get this inked up. And this is photopolymer stamp. So I'm using the foam underneath here. It lines up pretty perfect if I can just get it on here. There we go. I think that I have solved my issue with my live that I had yesterday. So if you were watching me, oh, I got off a little bit there, but that's okay. This is a really kind of a cool effect anyway. So I'm just going to stamp on here off from the leaves, not quite in the exact spot. And then again here, this image doesn't match perfectly, but I'm just going to go right on top of it like that. And then this little image is going to go right there. So isn't that fun that you can use the DSP to stamp on? I love it. There we go. Isn't that cool? Yay. All right, so let's see. What other stamping do I need to do on here? I was going to add some little dots. I'm going to add some additional dots in. I don't think I pulled that stamp. In black as well. So what has everybody been doing? Have you been crafting? Have you been stamping? Anybody go to church today? I did. I was on worship team, so I had to be there bright and early. So just a little bit of those dots around. Isn't that cool? Yeah, they designed it that way. They do the most fun things at Stampin' Up, don't they? Okay, so let's get that glued down. I think this paper would make the cutest baby card. I don't have any baby stamps right now. I usually use liquid glue. I don't know why I used that for this. This is not my favorite way to adhere the paper to a big panel like that because I like the wiggle room that the glue gives me, the liquid glue. But I think I got it pretty good. There we go. Okay, so my card base will be black. And I think I'm ready to just go ahead and lay that down. Yeah, so I'm going to switch to the liquid glue for this. And while I'm at it with the glue, I'm going to put my inside piece, which I have cut here to 4 and 5 1/4. And then I think I'll grab one of those pieces that I cut off and put a little piece on the inside for some inside decoration. There we go. Piece left over from yesterday. So I'm just going to eyeball this, and this I won't stamp on. So then whoever I give this to, I hope that they notice that this is the same paper, but it doesn't have the black on it. Tricky. Let's cut that off to just under 4. Now I can go with 4 because it's 4 1/4. I don't want to do. And we'll glue. Hi, Susan. Thank you. So I have 3 pretty quick and easy cards to share using this DSP, which is DSP that starting Tuesday you can get for free by placing an order of. This set is a double set, so it's the stamp set and the paper, and so you have this your spending total needs to be up to 100 to get that. So I'm going to punch this first. This is where my greeting's going to go. And this is the fancy tag. And I need to turn this over. Oh, look. So this piece is 1.5 by 4, by the way. And there are these like little pieces in here, which it looks like 1.5 goes perfectly in between those two little pieces. Can you see that? What I'm talking about? That little piece right there and that little piece right there, part of the metal. That is super cool. Never noticed that. All right, so that is going to, I'm going to emboss this. And then I have a really cool technique to show you with the embossing and a blender pen. So I'm going to line my letters up on my grid paper. It's the bottom of the hello. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I was going to pick that up upside down. I would not have been happy with that image. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my block with the grid paper also. So I'm not really paying much attention to, whew, that does not look straight. But let me see. No, I don't think that it is. Let me try again. Get the bottom of those letters right on that line. There we go. Okay. So now lining my block up with the grid paper. When I pick that up, it should be straight. That looks straight. All right, so this is going to be embossed. I'm using white embossing powder. Thank you, Susan. I'm going to rub over that with my anti-static powder and grab my Versamark. I do a lot of embossing, so I keep my embossing tools in the keyboard drawer of this old computer desk. And now what I should be able to do is line up the edge of the block with the edge of the paper. So I'm looking here and there. And hoping that it comes out straight. Oops, it looks like I may have a comment here I've missed. I'm sorry. Hello, Susan. I am sorry that I didn't see your comment earlier. Thank you. I know it's a really fun bundle. I hope you get to get it. Have you gotten it yet, Susan? Has anybody gotten this yet? I know customers can't order till July 3rd, but a lot of demonstrators watch the videos. Let's see. I like to get my powder put all the way away before I bring out my heat tool. And just letting that heat up a little. Okay. So I move my heat tool around until I see it melting. And then I pretty much just go slow there. So it's starting to melt on the O. So then I'll go slower and make sure that I see everything melting as I move it along. And there. And then just do it once over with my eyeballs, make sure that everything looks shiny. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to do a few things to this before I add it to the card. And just like that, we're done. That was a quickie, huh? All right, so I'm going to take this, this Stampin' Blends Dark Freesia, and with the marker tip, I'm going to come in here and just go over my black lines, just because I have to choose one. like that, and color in the center of the flower. What do you think of the purple and green combo? And then I'm going to come in with the light, and this time with the brush tip, I'm going to go a little, kind of on top of those lines. So I spread out the color a little bit, but I don't want too much because I want this to be just a faint hint of color coming out in the middle of the petals. There we go. All right. So on the tag, which I'm going to be adding the Fresh Freesia ribbon to, I'm going to take the dark with the brush tip. Oh, good. That's good. I know celebration is so much fun. It's the most wonderful time of the Stampin' Up! Year. I need to move this around where I can see what everybody's typing. I do too. I like the green and purple combo. It's kind of different for me. Oops, I didn't want to do the hello. I wanted to do the friend. Oh well. This card is going to be different than the last card. So because this is kind of like plastic and these are alcohol inks, they will be permanent on here. And so I'm just going to build up some color in the lower portion and try not to get, if you try this technique, try not to get on the black paper because it will kind of show up. These colors sit on top of the paper, so to speak. So I think it's maybe 3 or 4 layers that I do of the dark. And then I'll come in and just go lightly over the line at the top, and that will blend in nicely with the white. There goes my kiddo. Can you hear his loud truck? His wood truck. He delivers wood. So if any of you guys are local and you need wood, you should let me know. Firewood. What do you think? You like it? And now for the light with the brush tip. And the light is very light, so this will help blend that in very nicely. There. I think. Thanks, Tina. Actually, it's probably better if I zoom in. And then here's the other one where I did the friend instead of the hello. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the ribbon to the tag. This is a nice and easy way to add your ribbon because you don't really have to hold it down. Instead of like adding it around the card, you don't have to hold it in place while you tie your bow and maneuver that. So making a tag end on one of your, or punching a tag on one end of your greeting. It's a nice way to add a bow. Makes it easier. There we go. Okay. right, so I'm going to take off a little bit of that end, and I'm going to use the fingernail method of just kind of marking that where I want to cut it, and grab that trimmer, and the first card will be done. I am super happy with the fact that I force myself to play with the DSP, because I tend to play with the stamps first and start creating a bunch of things with the stamps and ignore my DSP. And then I end up with way too much DSP at the end of celebration. So I'm feeling like a little pat on the back for playing with all my DSP first. There, fun. Oh, you know what? One more thing. These in color jewels, and we can add some fresh freesia jewels to the card, because you can't really have a card without some bling, right? Well, I find it difficult to create cards without bling. So one of the larger ones, one of the smaller ones, and then make another small one right down here. There we go. Yay! There we go. Thank you, Susan. Yay, I'm glad you like it. Alrighty, so let's see what we're going to do next. Next one, super simple with strips of paper. So great for using up scraps. I think this would also, for you demonstrators out there who like to watch, I think this would be great for a card class to introduce that paper, because it wouldn't use up a whole lot of any one paper. And that's always nice, right? When you're holding classes. So these are 1 by 4 inch strips, and we could do the same layout, or we could play around with another combo. I love this green one though. Put this green one in the middle. So this one doesn't show as much of the black. Am I okay with that, or do I want at least one more of the black? I think I want at least one more of the image that has black on it. Ooh, I like that combo. I like this. I think we're gonna go with that. Okay. So when I'm doing this particular technique, I like for my end pieces to be even with the bottom edge of the paper. I don't know why, but that makes me feel comfortable. I have a funny story, which is just kind of shows my, I don't know, neurotic brain or whatever. That there was somebody in my life, thanks Susan, that encouraged me to, when I was making cookies, to just kind of randomly put the cookie balls or scoops all over the place, because you can get more on there. Well, I totally agree. And for years and years, I did this. And I thought, oh my goodness, this drives me insane. I hate this. I hate just being all willy-nilly with this. And I went back to putting things in rows. Oh, it was so much more comfortable. And I don't care if it takes longer. I really don't. I just am happier. So a little tilt to that one. And then we'll give the middle one a little tilt. So do you guys have weird things like that? Maybe you don't want to admit the weirdness. That's okay. I don't care. Okay, tilt that a little bit more. There we go. All right, so I have chosen for the greeting these Stitch So Sweetly dies. The labels are really fun for layering up. And so I'm going to be using these two. Before I work on the greeting, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one to the middle. And isn't this turning out quick and cute? And now I'm going to add the ribbon. So I've chosen the Sheer Pool Party. So, you know, this one's going to be a little trickier because you have to hold it in place. Make it tight. The trick to beautiful bows is once you figure out, you know, what directions you do, you know, as far as how you tie it and such, is keeping your ribbon flat as you work with it, not letting it get all twisted. So as I loop it, you want to keep it real flat, and then as you loop it around again, keeping everything kind of in the same direction. That will help you from getting weird twists and turns in your bows. And then after you create it, then you just adjust it a little bit. There we go. All right, so as you can see on my sample, I embossed on a black one. And this time I'm going to go ahead and just stamp it. And we'll see which one we like best. Another reason why I think I'm stamping on this one is there's less of the black in the papers I chose. Let's see if we can get this lined up again. This one doesn't matter quite as much because of the font, but we'll try. There we go. Oh, I wasn't watching. I was trying to read comments. Oh, that was dumb. All right, let's see if I can get this on here straight. So if you have been inspired to create anything with any of these ideas, I would love to see what you've done and would encourage you to share your work over at Rosie Scrapper Stampers. It's my Facebook group. And there are links below the video in the description. There are a lot of links in the description of the video. And of course, you can head on over to my blog, rosiescrapper.com, and find all my links there for how to connect with me. What do you think? Isn't that cute? What if we added more ribbon? I love ribbon. I'm doing it. Yay. What do you think? Should we do that on the other card too? Oh, heck, why not, right? Okay, the next card is going to be more stamping. less paper. So in your preferences, what do you guys like more? Do you like watching, or do you like playing with paper or stamping more? Oh, I think that's fun. I'm glad we did that. All right, so let's move on. Clean up a little bit here. Starting to feel like I don't know where anything is. Oh, wait. That's not the one I want to do. Wait, yes it is. Okay, so here's the next one. So I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4, same from that same paper pack, and then we're going to layer up some pieces with black. And this is, I believe that this is 1.5 by 4. Let me make sure. No, this piece is 1.5 by 4, and then this is 1 5/8 by 4. And then this is just a 1 by 4 strip for the inside. And then this, I believe, is 2 by 5/8. Yeah, 2 by 5/8 for that. Hope you have the best birthday. Yeah, 5/8. 2 by 5/8. All right, so we're going to get the stamping done here on the card. And again, just using black, so minimal supplies for these cards. The PSP is kind of doing the work for us. Flower. Thanks, Susan. This way. Oh, this was StazOn. I didn't want to use StazOn. I grabbed the wrong ink. I hope this comes out. Yeah, see, StazOn doesn't like to. I'm going to put that away. And I'm going to do this up here. Now, I love getting all of the inks out and doing lots and lots of colors, but I also appreciate the simplicity of just using a few supplies. I think that makes it seem like it's more attainable, especially if you're a beginner. I'm making a big old mess all over my fingers. Before I get black all over my project, I'm going to clean them off a little. And this leaf, can't see it, my phone is in the way. I'm going to tuck right in there. Oh, I didn't see it very well. One right there. And then we'll tuck one in right over here. Like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the blender pen on this. So I'm using the dark marker tip to just go over those lines. So for any of my customers who are watching or listening, or if you want to become my customer, I have a project tutorial that is going to be sent out to everyone who uses the hostess code that is on my blog. It is a Valentine's Day project tutorial, and it features the sweet talk. So I'm using the brush tip and just going over those lines. It has like candy heart messages. It's really adorable. So I've put a huge PDF with all of the instructions on together and instructional videos. And so if you use the host code with your order of $50 or more, then that will automatically be sent to you. It's like an online class that you can do at your leisure. You should be able to complete the projects using just the PDF, but the videos would probably be helpful as well. They will be exclusive, so no one else will see the videos, just those who are my customers and place an order for $50 or more. So that's going to go on here like that. So isn't that cool the way that coordinates that stamping that we did with the DSP? I love that. And so let's So I just looked up at my Facebook video and it's way back on the green card. I don't know what that's about. All right, so now I'm going to take the Baker's Twine Essentials Pack. Oh, and regarding that tutorial, after the purchase date end, which will be January 12th, I will be adding it to my blog for purchase if you just want to buy the tutorial because you're a demonstrator and you don't want to place an order with me, which I totally get. But that option will not be available until after the 12th. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I would love to help you out in any way. This, I think I'm going to have to add a knot to, because I have a really hard time tying baker's twine around something and keeping it tight enough to make a bow. Well, that got nice and tight, didn't it? There we go, and that's going on there. You can pop that up on dimensionals if you wanted. All right. So now with that other greeting, I've made a mess of that. All right, since I turned my paper over and I'm using the other side, I need to rub down those little ridges from the paper trimmer. So please, if you would not mind being so generous, give me a thumbs up before, during, or after. If there's anything in the video that you liked or appreciated, well, I'm going to have to use the message side after all because I totally missed on that, didn't I? The thumbs up and the subscribes really help me with the algorithms, and I would really appreciate that. If you subscribe and you like to join lives, make sure that you hit the notify button so that you're notified when I do go live. Because it is always fun to have people here with me when I'm stamping. And leaving comments also after the video is over. Those comments also help. Okay. That's enough. Get them all? Yep, got them all. And I'm going for the center there. All right, so I didn't add any bling to this one, but those black dots would probably look good on here, as would the jewels. And let's get that inside done so that this is ready to use. And I thought I had a little piece. I'll clean up and see if I can find that for the inside. There it is. Lovely. All right, so I have some envelopes here that I would like to decorate so that those cards can be mailed out right away. What is that? Do new. Hello, Gina. And Susan, thank you so much. I appreciate what you're saying. So I want to get a thin line of glue all the way around my envelope flap. You've probably seen this before. And then I like to just take a little wipe and then put my, because I want glue all the way up on the edge, but I also don't want it squishing out to make it sticky. So then with my paper snips, I can come along the edge. So how are you doing today, Gina? What you been up to? Susan says, purple in all shades is my favorite color. That's cool. So I'm assuming you have fresh Frisia ink and paper. Yes? Because that was a beautiful addition to the Stampin' Up! Color family, I thought, this year. And I love that they have some DSP featuring it. I get a lot of color combo ideas from DSP. Okay. And if you don't mind, I'm going to get that other one done as well. And just like that, we have 3 cards done. These were super simple, weren't they? I think all 3 of them would be great for a class. There. So again, I'm doing that little wipe to make sure that on the edge of the paper right up here, it has glue and will hopefully stay down in the mail. I do always use non-machinable stamps. I pay the extra. And then if it's convenient, I take them into the post office and announce that that's a non-machinable stamp on there. I always just use non-machinable stamps. Yay! Okay, let's look at them all and you guys can vote on your faves. Out of the way, out of the way. All right, so we have these 2, and then we have these 2 with the color strips. Let's get that one ironed out a little bit. And then the first 2, and slightly different versions in the way I did the coloring on the letters and also the leaf stamping on there. So, which one do you like the best? This was the first one, and this one was the second one, and this one was the third one. I think the first one's my favorite. I think the green. Oh yeah, Gina, that is exciting stuff. Good for you. I have not been, and I probably should have. I was doing this. And oh yeah, so the blog post is up and running. If you need to take a look at the supply list, if you want to purchase any of the supplies that I use to make this card, you will have to wait until January 4th to get this paper and this stamp set. It's a free item, requires $100 to be spent to get the combo free, and then if you use the host code, then you can get my tutorial that is featuring the Sweet Talk. All right, you guys, let's see, what are you saying? Can't decide. Let's see what Facebook is saying. Oh, can't decide either, huh? The purple. Susan on Facebook says the purple. I'm assuming you mean that one, since purple's your fave. Well, I hope that you guys will try these ideas. I look forward to seeing what you have done over at Rosie Scrapper Stampers. And I should be back soon. And thankfully, everything went smoothly today as compared to yesterday's disaster. But the problem was mine. I made an error, and it was really a silly error. All right, you guys, thanks for the thumbs up and for subscribing. Until later, happy stamping. Bye-bye.